Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, as usual, before I begin with this lesson, I'm going to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praises to the truth and only living powers in the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kahakadas, double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, who I'm taught. Sirach, and learn this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to all you walking that are serving Yahawashi in sincerity, hoping for mercy and salvation in these last days. To you I say Shalom and Yahawashi Brakatun. So I ain't came up with a title for this lesson at this exact moment, but I wanted to do a land back off of this lesson that the elder Amon Gabar put out, and I ain't even seen the lesson yet, but you know, Lord willing, here in a little bit I'll check it out. All right, but all it took for me was to see the title of it, you know, and be like, you know, let me do a little bounce back off that. And I forgot exactly how he worded the title of the lesson, but it was somewhere along the lines on how, you know, Israelite women and men, you know, will be faced with the guillotine, you know, the trial of your faith. All right, and as we approach, or as each day goes by, right, that time is becoming a more and more near. All right, and certain individuals, all right, certain brothers and sisters, right, because it ain't just gonna be brothers that's gonna be faced with that guillotine, man. Right, you're gonna have certain sisters that's gonna have to prove their faith, and where you gonna have to get under the table and get on that table and underneath that blade and look at that motherfucker. All right, where you probably gonna see somebody get their head chopped off right in front of you. You see that shit rolling, everything, man. All right, it's gonna be certain individuals in this walk that's gonna be faced with that fire, man. All right, and this is why it's important for you to count the cost when you first come into this thing, because this is literally a matter of, hey, whether you gonna make it or whether you not. And just because you get beheaded, that don't mean that that's the end all be all, right? Because you're gonna have wicked ass niggas that get beheaded. You're gonna have 2/3 Jakes that's gonna be in there getting their head chopped off, right? But for a servant of Yahawashi outside, when you read in Revelations 20 and 4, all right, which is where the inspiration of the lesson came from the elder, I'm assuming, you're gonna have individuals that's gonna have to be beheaded for the testimony of Yahawashi, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, the scripture tells you in the book of Psalms that precious in the sight of the Most High is the death of his saints, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because by you doing that, you showing your integrity for the Most High, you showing your faith in the Most High, man. Right, that's what the Most High requires of us. Right, how far is you willing to go for him, man? Right, and like I said, you gonna have certain individuals, and that's not everybody's lot. Right, but that could be my lot, that can be your lot, that can be anybody's lot. But hey, you gotta be prepared to face that if that's what it comes down to, man. But at the end of the day, the point that I wanted to make was that you're not gonna lose either way it go, man. You can't lose if you serving Yahawashi outside, right? Hey, if you serving the Lord, and as the scriptures say, you gonna have those that's alive right now that's not gonna taste the death, right, until they see the Son of Man coming. So rather you be one of them, you know what I'm saying? You be one of them elect members that make it all the way through. You see all this shit happening. You get beamed up in the chair. You see the chairs coming. Or rather, hey, or if you one of them elect members that, you know, you got to go in there and, you know, lay your life down for the testimony of Yahawashi, and you be raised up first. Whatever the case may be, you can't lose, man. Right? You can't lose, bro. So this is the book of Sirach 1 and the point is in 13, but I'm gonna start at 11. It says, the fear of the Lord is honor and glory and gladness and a crown of rejoicing. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart and giveth joy and gladness and a long life. And the reason why this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding gives us that fear, or Sirach, not that fear, which it does give us that fear, because that is wisdom, right? Truly fearing Yahawashi, because when you look at the condition of the world, right, this is a result of somebody, or this is a result of a rulership and people who don't fear the Most High at all, man. But for us to fear the Most High, that shows that we are the wisest. We are the wise men, right? We are we the smart ones. I'm gonna just say it like that to keep it simple. We the smart ones, because you gotta be a stupid, delusional motherfucker to see all this shit happening, all these evils coming, and to not fear the Most High, man. You gotta be a stupid motherfucker. All right. But the point being is that with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we know everything that's coming, right? We know that there's a possibility that, you know, shit, I could be facing that guillotine. You know, John here said that when he ate this book, you know, at first it was sweet as honey. It was pleasing to him. And then once he started to get to, you know, deeper knowledge, the Lord started to supper with him more and more. It started to become bitter, because now you start to become hip, and you start to realize a lot more than what you did when you first came in, man. Right? Like, knowing that your family, most of them not gonna make it. And I'm saying that because shit, I got people in my family who I hold dear to me. But at the end of the day, I understand that if it ain't the Most High will for them to make it, then they not gonna make it. Right? Even being beheaded. You got certain brothers, it's in their spirit, they be like, fuck it, I want to do that for the Lord. I want to go in there and prove my faith that way. Right? For brothers such as myself, if I got to take that route, of course I'll take it. Hey, no hesitation. You ain't even got to ask me twice. All right? But I want to see everything go down. I want to see these motherfuckers getting played with apparitions. I want to see people starving. I want to see wars in the streets. I want to see the chariots come back. I want to see all that. I want to see the Leviathan. I want to see these motherfuckers, you know, that, you know, twitching and turning into zombies or something. I want to see all of that, man. Right? Because the scriptures say, blessed is he that seeth the downfall of his enemy, man. You know, that's what we should all want to see. See the downfall of this bitch. Right, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be certain individuals' lot to face that guillotine, man. And like I said, that's a beautiful lot. Right, that's a beautiful lot. You're gonna be the first raised up. Hey, you're gonna be the first raised up, man. You're gonna be the first ones on the chariot, man. You're gonna be seeing brothers that get boom. Hey, shalom, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know, vision, man. All right. Verse 13. And here's the point. Whoso fear the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. How you gonna find favor in the last? So at the end of this, at the end whenever this shit is all said and done, and you serving the Most High, there's a reason why when you go to the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, Yahawashi said, blessed are those, you know, when he coming back, found so doing the will of the Lord, man. If you serving Yahawashi, hey, at the end of this man's kingdom, you gonna have a great reward, man. Right? And even in the day of death, as the scriptures say, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. So even if you gotta face that guillotine, you're gonna find favor in the day of death, because you're gonna be amongst the first raised up, man. You're gonna be the first on the chariot, like I was mentioning. And then that's like a automatic, you know what I'm saying? I remember hearing brothers say this all the time. That's an automatic ticket to the kingdom, bro. An automatic ticket to the kingdom. If you get beheaded for the testimony of Yahawashi, there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you go out on your shield screaming, hey, Yahawashi, and you was doing what you needed to do in the grace period, you part of the elect, man. All right. So, you know, with that being said, this was just something quick that I wanted to bring out. You know, it was all through the spirit on how, you know, because I was reading the other day, and I came across Sirach 1:13. You know, I read it over again, and it's a spirit that brothers started doing lessons kind of, you know, pertaining to this a little bit. All right, because we're going to be faced with these situations, man. All right, brothers is gonna have to step out on some serious faith as well as you sisters, man. All right, but again, you can't lose either way it go when it comes to serving the Lord, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna go to close it out. Lord willing, I made some points and that this lesson was edifying, man. All right, but before I close it out, I want to give all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Shalom, and the Baba.